Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40,000 and we're going to look at how we can collect a Space Wolves army with just 3 box sets. The hope of this video is to get you a Space Wolves army on the table with minimal purchases, getting you some discounts along the way. Now, we will be using the Combat Patrol box set for Space Wolves, we'll be using the Space Marines Boarding Patrol box set, and the Space Wolves Dreadnought box set, as well as the 3 box sets we're going to focus on. Now, 2 of those box sets, the Combat Patrol and the Boarding Patrol, are discounted box sets. All the miniatures come at a discounted cost in that. You will be able to get these at an even further discount if you go look for your friendly local game store or online retailers who generally do things at anywhere between 5 and 25% off on various GW products. You can get yourself a nice bargain and get an army much cheaper than what might first appear on the GW website. So with that all said, we're going to go through each of these box sets, talk about the units and how we can build them up on the table, before then exploring and looking at a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Space Wolves force. And so, starting off, first of all, we have a Primaris Lieutenant in this box set. Primaris Lieutenants are really fun. You're going to have a secondary character, essentially. This model can give you reroll wound rolls of 1 while enemy friendly core units of Space Wolves are within 6 inches of it. The Company of Heroes rule is really cool. Anytime you take one of these, you can actually take 2 lieutenants for the same HQ slot inside your force, and you get a variety of different weapon options. And in fact, the Space Wolves have one better in that you can have a special issue bolt carbine and a mastercrafted power axe on the model, which is not normally a loadout available to all Space Marine chapters. It's something special to the Space Wolves. Your mastercrafted power axe plus your strength minus 2 AP damage 2 is pretty darn cool. Now, alongside this, we get 10 Primaris Intercessors. These are a basic troops choice available to you. Intercessor squads are really fun. You've got 3 different main weapon options for them to take. You can have the standard weapon, which is the bolt rifle, which is rapid fire 1 at a 30-inch range, strength 4, minus 1 AP, damage 1. You can choose to go to the auto bolt rifle, which turns you into an assault weapon, though your gun does get shorter range and a little bit weaker. Or you can choose to go to some Stalker Bolters as well, which will turn you into a heavy 1 weapon and generally make your shots that little bit better and at a longer range. Your Sergeant, on the other hand, you can choose to have a variety of combat weapons and some pistol options, and you can also have Astartes grenade launchers in your unit, 2 for every 5 models. Now the next squad we get is a Space Wolves specific unit, and this is the Hounds of Mordkai. These are a special type of Reaver unit, and you can build them as regular Reavers if you want. The Hounds of Mordkai, I think, are where it's at. Your Hunters Beyond Death, where models in this unit ignore the Lookout Sir when they're targeting Psykers, so they're pretty much Psychic hit targeters. And in addition, each time the unit makes attacks against an enemy Psyche, you add 1 to their hit rolls and add 1 to their damage as well. Runic Totems mean the unit can only be selected as the target of an enemy psychic power if it's the closest enemy unit, and in addition, each time a unit would lose a wound to a psychic phase, you roll a d6 on a 4+, it's not lost. Lastly, you've got Mordkai's Howl, which is an aura. While an enemy psychic is within 18 inch, they'll subtract 1 from their psychic test, and while a psychic unit is within 6 inch, you'll subtract an additional 1 from their test as well. Other than this, you're going to have your dual-wielding combat knives and your standard sort of issue weapons you would have on any squad of Reavers. Now the last model inside this is another Elite choice, and that is the Invicta Tactical Warsuit, one of my favourite Space Marine models. The Invicta Tactical Warsuit is going to bring some fast-moving vehicles, so you've got a 10-inch move, along with some heavy weapons to your force as well. You've got the Fragstorm Grenade Launcher on there, Heavy Bolter, and the Incendium Cannon and Twin Iron Hail Heavy Stubber on it as standard. You can choose to upgrade some options on it as well. The Incendium Cannon can be replaced with that Twin Iron Hail Auto Cannon as well. And you've got that Heavy Stubber there, so you got a decent amount of firepower coming out of this model, which is really cool. For me, I really do like the Incendium Cannon on it. Heavy 2d6, strength 5, minus 1 AP, damage 1. And each time an attack is made with a weapon, it will automatically hit as well. Though, you know, the Iron Hail Auto Cannon, heavy 6, strength 7, minus 1 AP, damage 2 is pretty good at getting rid of Space Marines. And so then we have the Boarding Patrol box set. For me, this is really fun. First of all, you're going to get the Space Marine Captain in Gravis armor. A really fun model to bring to the table. Now, it's got his Gravis fighting style, which is really cool. So this, depending on what weapon you get, you're going to get some extra attacks. You can go the Astartes Chainsword and get 2 extra attacks. This combines with the Chainsword's already +1 attack, giving you +3 attacks. A Power Sword will give you +2, and you'll also get the Power Fist for +1 attack. Now, on top of this, you've got your Rites of Battle. Reroll hit rolls of 1 for an aura of 6 inch around you for friendly Space Wolves core units, and a 4-up invulnerable save thanks to that Iron Halo, along with your 3-up save and toughness 5 thanks to wearing Gravis armor. You do also have a Boltstorm Gauntlet, which is pretty much a Power Fist in close combat, though it won't have all the attacks. I generally like combining the Boltstorm Gauntlet and taking the Chainsword or the Power Sword for me. This just giving you the option of if you need that heavier sort of punch. Now, alongside this, we then get a unit of Assault Intercessors. These are Intercessors wielding chainswords and heavy bolt pistols. And then you're also going to have the option to take a variety of different close combat weapons on the unit as well. For the Sergeant, that is, with a Power Fist, Power Sword, and Thunderhammer, all nice options. The last unit in here is the Heavy Intercessor Squad, which is very similar to your regular Intercessor Squad in that you are going to get to choose between 3 different weapon options. And you'll get a Heavy Bolter, which also will have 3 different weapon options as well for it. This could be the standard unit, which will have the Heavy Bolt Rifle and Heavy Bolter, which are sort of your standardized weapons. The Executor Bolt Rifle and Executor Heavy Bolter will be, longer range, more powerful, but less shots. And the Hellstorm variant will be, a more shots assault variant, and generally less powerful shots on it as well. And so then we have the Space Wolves Dreadnought box set. Now, to begin with, this can be built as a variety of different models. Murderfang, Bjorn the Fell-Handed, both of which are 2 named characters. You can build Space Wolves Venerable Dreadnoughts, and indeed Wolfen Dreadnoughts as well out of this box set. But let's talk about Murderfang to begin with. Murderfang is a elite choice. His big thing is he's going to be equipped with his Murder Claws, which are times to strength -3 AP, damage 3, and you can also reroll your wound rolls with them. Murder Making, he can reroll charge rolls, and he also gets 3 additional attacks when he charges thanks to the Shock Assault ability. Duty Eternal, like all Dreadnoughts, -1 damage. He can never be your Warlord, and he can't perform any actions, but he is just an absolute beast in combat with a nice 5 attacks base, which will turn into 8 when he charges, rerolling to wound. It's super cool. Now, the other character option we get is Bjorn the Fell-Handed. This is a HQ option and can actually lead your force. Bjorn the Fell-Handed is such an old Space Wolf. He was actually around in the Great Crusade, which is just cool. He's the only model that remembers Roboute Guilliman in the Space Marines when Roboute Guilliman was first alive. And so he's got Duty Eternal. He's also got the Rites of Battle aura for reroll 1s of hit. And the legendary Tenacity as well. He's got a 5-up Feel No Pain. On top of this, he's got True Claw, and he's got an Assault Cannon and a Heavy Flamer. True Claw is +5 strength, -4 AP, damage D6, and you can reroll the wound rolls with it as well. Now, looking at the other ones, first of all, you can build Venerable Dreadnoughts out of this, which are cool. Space Wolves Venerable Dreadnoughts are going to have, a lot of the same sort of upgrades available to you with your regular Dreadnoughts, but you can also choose to have Fenrisian Great Axes and Blizzard Shields on them as well, which is a really cool combo. The Blizzard Shield giving you a 4-up Invuln, and that Fenrisian Great Axe giving you 2 different fighting weapon profiles. The last option here is the Wolfen Dreadnought you have available to you with this box set. The Wolfen Dreadnought will always have the Blizzard Shield and its either Great Wolfclaw or Fenrisian Great Axe, so you can choose which one of those 2 weapons you want to go with. Though you can have, the Fenrisian Great Axe, Great Wolfclaw as standard. You drop one out for that Blizzard Shield, which is really nice. The Great Wolfclaw, +4 strength, -2 AP, damage 3, and you can reroll your wound rolls on that as well. Now, you've also got Murderlust on these models as well, which is reroll charge rolls, and the Bestial Rage means you can't perform actions with them. And so here we have our sample army list for the Space Wolves. Now, we've gone for playing an Arks of Omen detachment, taking troops as our compulsory choice, meaning, we've got 3 troop choices, but it just opens up and allows us to sort of play with whatever we want. We do also have 3 elites choices in this force, so we could have gone elites if we want as well. So there's definitely that option to sort of build on and open up this army as you expand beyond this first 1,000 points if you wish to. Now, for starters, our captain in Gravis Armor is going to be our Warlord. And the Warlord trait we've gone for on this model is one of the Space Wolf specific ones, which is called Wolfkin. For the purposes of the Shock Assault ability we have, which is effectively whenever we charge, we get to add +1 attack. And indeed when we perform Heroic Interventions as well. This means our Warlord always counts as having charged, but also instead of 1 attack adds +3. I really like combining this actually with the Power Sword because it means we're on base getting the same amount of attacks as that Chainsword, and then we're actually getting, potentially more than the Chainsword would have got, except with the nice damage and power of the Power Sword. Now, Primaris Lieutenant is gone for the Power Axe and his special issue Bolt Carbine. We've also given him our relic for the Force, which is going to be the cool Space Wolf specific relic called Black Death. Now, this does drop his damage down to 1 on his Power Axe, but also gives him an additional D6 attacks. I think this makes him a really fun Horde killer, putting him into something that is, 1 wound can really make him go to town. Troops-wise, we've got that Assault Intercessor Squad, Plasma Pistol, Thunderhammer on the Sergeant. Why would you not go the best weapons possible when they don't cost anything? A Heavy Intercessor Squad, we've gone for the Hellstorm variations of the weapons. The reason this Space Wolf generally like charging, so we're wanting this unit to be able to move around the table. And then we've also got the Auto Bolt Rifles on the Intercessor Squad of 10 models here. The reason for that is just so they can move around with those nice assault weapons as well. But we have got the Astartes Grenade Launchers in there and a Plasma Pistol and Power Sword on that Sergeant as well. We then have our unit of Hounds of Mordecai, an Invicta Tactical Warsuit with the Incendium Cannon, and then we've got Murderfang. Now, we've included Murderfang in here, but really you do have the points to play around with the vast majority of the options from that Dreadnought box set, which I think is really cool. It just opens up. The only one you may be lacking points for is Bjorn the Fell-Handed, but I'm sure you can maybe find some points around if you sort of move some things around, even drop a model from the Intercessors or squads or such. But you can really include any Dreadnought you want from that, which is really cool. Now, if you've been playing with Space Wolves and you've got some ideas on how to build together these boxes, or if there's a different box set other than the Space Wolves Dreadnought you would use as that third box set here, let us know down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fantastic little community here, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. If you would like to, you can do so either by YouTube members or Patreon, or by grabbing yourself some merch at Teespring or at our Ko-fi store. All of them are linked down in the video's description. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallers, Redmine, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Colomos, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members of Green Rich Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Baroque Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weird, James Tillman, Gargamel196, and Disco. Lastly, a special thanks, first of all, to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, everyone who helps come and provide the games for everyone to watch on the channel as well, and indeed all our fantastic mods and members of the community who keep our Discord and comment section a fantastic place for all to be. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.